Hello, welcome to BioGreat TV. If you're new here, please subscribe and turn on the notification so you don't miss our next video. Traditional rulers who fought against colonialism in Ghana. The greatest resistance to colonial rule in Ghana came from the Ashanti people. If the British had thoughts of easily subduing the Ashanti, they got a rude shock when they encountered the fierce and proud people who put up a resistance that lasted for almost a century before they were completely defeated. King Asantehene Prempeh I was the ruler of the Ashanti kingdom when one of the last wars against the British was fought. Primped I reigned over the Ashanti kingdom from March 26, 1888 until his death in 1931. Prince Primped was only 16 years old when he became king in 1888. No sooner had he ascended the throne than the British came, asking him to accept their protection so the kingdom would be a British protectorate. Primped rejected their offer with these words, "My kingdom of Ashanti will never commit itself to any such policy of protection. Ashanti people and the kingdom of Ashanti must remain an independent sovereign state as of old and at the same time be friends with all white men." Of course, the British were already set on making Ashanti kingdom their protectorate, whether the king agreed or not. In December 1895, the British left Cape Coast with a troop which arrived in Kumasi in January 1896. Though initially ready to fight, the Asantehene directed the Ashanti not to engage, fearing that his people would be wiped off. Britain then took possession of the Ashanti territory and Asantehene Prempeh was deposed and arrested. He, along with other Ashanti leaders, were sent into exile in the Seychelles. The Ashanti Kingdom and the coastal regions were subsequently declared the colony of Gold Coast. Though no shots were fired, 18 of the British died of diseases during their brief stay in Kumasi, and 50% of the troop fell ill. Among the ill that later died was the son-in-law of Queen Victoria, Prince Henry of Battenberg. He died aboard a ship returning to England. Ya Asantewa. Though the Ashanti Kingdom had been defeated, the British were not satisfied and demanded for the sacred golden stool, which was the most sacred symbol of the Ashanti people. While the men trembled in fear of the British, it was a woman who stepped up to take charge and inspired the people to once again rise up and fight against the British. That woman was Ya Asantewa, the Queen Mother of Ejisu in the Ashanti Empire. Ya Asantewa was born in 1840 as the eldest of two children. Her brother, Nana Akwasi Afrane Opese, was the ruler of Edwesu. In the period her brother reigned as king, she witnessed a number of events that threatened the future of the Ashanti people, including the Civil War from 1883 to 1888. She also witnessed the exile of her son Primped I in 1896 and then became the regent of the kingdom. In 1900, the British Governor-General of the Gold Coast, Frederick Hodgson, ordered that the golden stool, which is the symbol of the Asante nation, be turned over to him. Consequently, a secret meeting was called for the members of the Ashanti government and they gathered in Kumasi, the capital. In the meeting, they deliberated about protecting the stool and securing the return of their king. But fearing the wrath of the British, there was a disagreement on how to go about the plans. Ya Asantewa, seeing how most of the men seemed to be overwhelmed by fear, stood and addressed the gathering with these words that have never been forgotten ever since. "How can a proud and brave people like the Ashanti sit back and look while white men took away their king and chiefs and humiliated them with a demand for the golden stool? The golden stool only means money to the white men. They have searched and dug everywhere for it. I shall not pay one pridwan to the governor. If you, the chiefs of Ashanti, are going to behave like cowards and not fight, you should exchange your loincloths for my undergarment." To express her resolve to fight against the British, she seized a gun and fired a shot in front of the men. Having shown such boldness, Ya Asantewa was chosen by a number of regional Ashanti chiefs to lead the war effort as the war leader. This was the first and only time in Ashanti history where a woman was given such a significant role. Indeed, the Ashanti-British War of the Golden Stool became known as the Ya Asantewa War. Beginning in March 1900, the Ashanti army, numbering about 5,000, laid siege to the fort at Kumasi, where the British had been cornered into. The siege continued for several months, with the British forces holed in and unable to fight off the Ashanti army. It took the governor of the Gold Coast sending a fresh force of 1,400 men before the battle turned against the Ashanti. Unfortunately, as bold and courageous as she was, Ya Asantewa and her forces were finally defeated in 1901, and she, along with 15 of her advisors, were captured. They were all sent to Seychelles on exile. This was the last war between the British and the Ashanti. They had been fighting all through the 19th century, one of the longest resistance to European domination in Africa. Ya Asantewa died in exile in the Seychelles on the 17th of October 1921. Her son Primped I was fortunate and had the opportunity of returning to Asante in 1924. He made sure to carry the remains of his mother along with him for proper royal burial in Kumasi. Today in Ghana, Ya Asantewa is remembered as a national hero for her bravery. A girls' secondary school was founded in her memory in 1960. It is called the Ya Asantewa Girls' Secondary School. Also in the year 2000, a week-long celebration was organized to acknowledge Ya Asantewa's accomplishments. A museum was dedicated to her at Kwaso in the Ejisu-Juaben district during the celebration. What have we missed out of this history? Let's know in the comment section. Will it be ridiculous to subscribe to our channel? If no, please like this video, share, and subscribe to our channel.